This is a small video on Andexxa to familiarize hospital pharmacists about the Andexxa dosing and its preparation. Andexxa has two dosing regimens, low dose regimen and high dose regimen, and it is determined by two factors. Number one, the dose or strength of last dose of apixaban, Eliquis, or rivaroxaban, Xarelto taken by the patient, and number two, time since the last dose of Eliquis or Xarelto taken by the patient. If the last dose of Eliquis taken by the patient is less than or equal to 5 mg, then the patient will need low dose regimen of Andexxa. But if the last dose of Eliquis taken by the patient was greater than 5 mg or unknown, then the patient may need high dose or low dose regimen of Andexxa. If the time since the last dose taken is less than 8 hours or unknown, then the patient will need high dose regimen of Andexxa. But if the time since the last dose taken is greater than or equal to 8 hours, then the patient will need low dose regimen of Andexxa. In case of Xarelto, if the last dose taken by the patient is less than or equal to 10 mg, then the patient will need low dose regimen of Andexxa. But if the last dose taken by the patient of Xarelto is greater than 10 mg or unknown, then the patient may need high dose or low dose regimen of Andexxa. If the time since the last dose taken is less than 8 hours or unknown, the patient will need high dose regimen of Andexxa. But if the time since the last dose taken is greater than or equal to 8 hours, then the patient will need low dose regimen of Andexxa. Andexxa's both low dose regimen and high dose regimen have an initial IV bolus dose and a continuous IV infusion dose. In case of low dose regimen, the initial IV bolus dose is 400 mg followed by a continuous IV infusion dose of 480 mg. In case of Andexxa's high dose regimen, the initial IV bolus dose is 800 mg followed by a continuous IV infusion dose of 960 mg. Andexxa vials are reconstituted with the supplied sterile water for injection, and for the purpose of administration, the reconstituted Andexxa solution is then transferred to empty IV piggy bags. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.